gentlemen, it may be cold outside, but here at Talking While Aiming, we have two of my favorite players in for some hot takes. We have the Gorilla, Vanilla Gorilla, stopping by for his third panel interview. Vanilla, how you doing?
Same old same. Beautiful
Okay.
Sunday.
All right. I love it. And joining us for his first panel show, Phil the Boss. Phil, how you doing?
Great, fella. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's Sunday. I managed to snag two of my buddies to come in, do a little talking while aiming, talking about the game that is AimXR. Always fun. Folks, for those of you that are watching your first panel show, this is a lot different than a standard interview. I'm not going to get into Vanilla's backstory. I'm not going to get into Phil's backstory. If you want to watch their interviews, they're out there. They're a lot of fun. Instead, we're just here for their opinions. So let's do our first. Vanilla, you're commissioner for a day. What terrible rule are you going to institute that everyone has to do for at least one match on the day that you're commissioner? What's a crazy rule you're going to make everybody do?
Wait. Grenades at the beginning of the match.
Grenades. So everyone has to throw a grenade at the beginning.
Everybody has to throw a grenade.
What's that going to do for the match?
Just it throws everybody's game off. Nobody ever prepares for grenades. Most of the tournament players are always with you're not allowed to use grenades, you're not allowed to use the sniper. And if you have to revert back to like a grenades to start, you know what I mean? It in the tournaments, it got to a point where in the last 30 seconds you could blast. We had one person that was allowed to blast with grenades, right? So it was never me. Like the mag people, all those guys, they got to throw the grenades. Dude, I can chuck a grenade at somebody's forehead from the other side of the box at Sandlot and get them in their spawn. But, it's one of those things, nobody ever uses it. So if you have to implement some kind of crazy rule, okay, at the start of the match, everybody has to throw a grenade to come out.
I love it. Okay, so definitely some more chaos, some more violence, some more explosions.
Yes, super chaos.
I love it. Super chaos mode. I love that. Phil, you're commissioner for a day. You can make a crazy rule. What's the rule that everyone has to follow?
Everybody uses their worst gun.
Ooh.
Statistically speaking, that would make for low scoring, high swearing.
Oh, yeah.
So
super high.
Phil, tell me how you see this playing out.
Oh, it would be chaos. Complete chaos. Because my worst gun is probably the Uzi. And yeah,
I imagine it would be like a hybrid of pistols only and shotgun, where everyone has to get a lot closer to each other to get an effective kill.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be interesting. My thing was going to be kind of along those lines, where I was going to say, if I was a commissioner and I had the developer abilities, I would select a gun randomizer, but the gun randomizer is same for everybody.
Oh, there you go.
So everybody spawns in with a sniper rifle. As soon as you die, you go to the next gun. But everyone, so not everyone would be in the same spot with the same gun, but you would progress at the same rate.
Kind of like a gun.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. So
yeah.
Okay, so we're all commissioners at some point. I think that would be great. A lot of fun. Let's switch gears here and talk a little bit about VR and the effects it can have on the real world. We all have homes that we operate out of. We all have hopefully developed spaces where we feel comfortable playing VR. And I know I play it. I'm a big guy. I play it moving my arms. What has been the most significant damage done to your home through VR? Have there been any holes in the wall? I can tell you mine. So I'll lead off while you guys think about your damage. My son, playing VR, threw a hook and it clipped the corner of our TV and sent a little splinter that cracked out through it, killed the TV. So that was a number of years ago, but that was a VR casualty. Anybody want to throw out something that's bad that's happened to them?
Yeah, when I knocked the light off of our spare bedroom ceiling, throwing a grenade. That's why now I have to throw grenades underhand. It sucks. Not as accurate.
So you were an overhead thrower, and because of that, you shifted to an underhand toss with grenades.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Does it affect your distance and accuracy?
distance, no, but accuracy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to kind of like easily lob a grenade
Mhm.
right over a box. So you got to throw it almost directly up so it comes straight down. It's
Well, the teardrop drop of a grenade is something that I work on almost constantly, for sure. Vanilla, what about you? Any damage done to the homestead?
So, at one point in time, I thought I had broken my window in the front of the house. Uh, just, it was the same thing, trying to throw the gun so I could get to something else, and bam! I mean, like, pull the headset off. Like, oh my god, did I just, you know? Uh, but the personal injuries, like I messed the hand up, broke several controllers. When they had the loop thing on the top, the
yep, my
twos, I broke a couple of those.
Those were, I like the new design better,
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I think the other ones definitely clunkier.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Brought those on several things around here with a cupboard, a door or the window frame. I hit the uh hit the wall over here, trying to be uh stable in a space and not be standing and moving around the whole time and all. And yeah, whacked the wall pretty good. That good solid wall.
It's always part of the VR experience is wondering what auxiliary damage gets done.
Yeah.
Gonna shift
Walked
gears a
into a
little.
wall.
What's that?
Walked
Bumped into a
into a
wall?
wall. Yeah, with the thing on. Turning around, trying to like go around the corner and get somebody, and then you
Yeah.
come out of the boundary as you're approaching the corner of the wall, and bang! Yeah,
Mine is also when I spin around, like when I've got a rifle and
yeah,
I'm spinning around, the
yeah,
number of times that lead hand whacks against something. Oh, and then I get shot, and then it's usually
yeah,
Gab or Dana or
yeah.
Phil will shoot me, and that'll be what happens. So both of you are solid players that have committed to this game, and to do that, I'm guessing that you've had success. You've had stat lines where you're like, holy crap, that was a great run for me. I have had in the past, I would say 3 days, some of the best runs of my life in terms of stats. We're talking like putting out like 50 plus kills, less than 17 deaths, that sort of thing. What sort of a zone do you need to be in to throw up a crazy stat line? What sort of mindset do you need to be in? When are you the most effective killer? What's the best version of a killer for Phil, the boss?
I don't know. That's a tough question.
Two
Like
bourbons, two bourbons deep, and a Friday night. Is it 9 o'clock in the morning with a cup of coffee in your hand? What's the peak killer version?
yeah, it's definitely while I'm drinking, but not too in. But yeah, that's when I get my best runs in. A little bit more fluid.
Do you find that when you're more relaxed, you let the game come to you, that the stat lines come a little bit easier?
Yeah, when you don't push it, yeah, it at least for me it works better.
Okay. Phil, what about you? What's the best vibe for the I'm sorry, for vanilla? It's the ill. I'm gonna make that
Yeah, it's
Phil
all
and
right.
vanilla. Vanilla Gorilla and Phila are all here. This is this is talking while aiming. Vanilla, what when you're grooving, when you're killing people in high volumes, what's the feeling? What is it? Is it this is easy? Is it
So I try to I try to get an image in my head that I'm that I'm actually at risk. So it makes me a little more anxious and paranoid when I'm in a heavy match, to try and psych myself out to make quick moves and quick decisions. Um, if I'm on a um, if I'm a little bit on edge, as far as like the blood is flowing, but I feel like somebody's coming to get me, um, I'm gonna shoot you in the forehead every single time. If I'm relaxed, I don't hit it the same as when I'm worked up a little bit.
It feels different. I get
Yeah,
that. Is there ever a case where so again, I think that both ways you can have your best match. Like if you're
yeah,
flowing and you're in it and you're relaxed and you let the game come to you in the right circumstance, that can be very effective. I would say I'm more like vanilla in the sense that when I'm in sand bowl and I'm on my toes and I've got a FAMAS and I'm charging and I'm trying to work those angles, that's usually when the hits pile up high.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Okay. Now this is one that we have done no prep on. This is something else that I want to mention, folks. This is Talking While Aiming. I'm going to stop recording here for a second. But this is Talking While Aiming. We are talking with the gorilla. We are talking with Phil. We will be right back after this. Talking While Aiming. Talking with two of our regular contributors, Phil the Boss, great player in his own right, climbing the ranks, pushing 300. Have you crossed that 300 barrier, Phil?
Quite yet.
Okay. How close?
I think I'm 297,
Okay.
maybe.
So right there. All right. And we've got Vanilla Gorilla. Vanilla, where are you at? Are you at the 900 level yet?
No, I am almost at 600, dude. Almost. Like I said, the whole object of the rankings was to just like get above that 500, get on the list, call it a day. That'd be great. Uh, Now the list starts at 700. It's like, damn it, it's a lot of playing.
It is a moving target. It is a
Yes.
moving. What were you saying, Phil?
A lot of solid people under 700.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that leads me into not directly into our next section, but that's going to be something we bring up here in a minute about the need to understand that there are value players at every level,
Oh yeah.
all up and down the board. But let's stay away from picking teams yet, because that's something we're going to talk about here in a minute. I would like to talk to these gentlemen about their own personal styles. Now, I have played against both of you. I'm going to include myself in this too because it's just more fun that way. I like your styles. That's why you're here. Tell me a little bit though about how you would personalize your entry. Now, Vanilla, you have mentioned before that you love the fact that Olga gets to drop in with her own entry
Yeah.
song whenever
Yeah.
because she's an admin and she has that privilege. If we were doing full on announcements, like when they enter basketball teams or football teams or pro boxing or MMA, where you have that walkout and you have that hype song, you have people behind you going like, yeah, carrying your gun for you. Yeah, motherfucker. What's gonna be your fight song? Who are you rolling out to trying to feel like a badass? Phil, let's start with you. I know you got personal musical taste that ought to make this pretty fun.
Here comes the boom.
Here comes the boom. Okay.
Mhm.
Not just a song or a movie with Kevin James, but a killer song. I like that. And
Yep.
what does that say about your style? Here, I know exactly what the lyrics are, but what is it about this song that you think would be a good walkout song for you?
Oh, just because I'm loud and I, yeah, yeah, that's
Okay.
the.
Bill, no.
All right. Okay. Here comes the boom. I can't fault that. Gorilla, what do you got?
After some deliberation, some family deliberation, we have come up with Guns N' Roses, welcome to the jungle, because you're coming in my jungle to meet the gorilla. You understand? So,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that
A
is a
gorilla.
great long interlude too that you could really use some time into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I think would be great about this is if we ever put this into practice, is all the young kids being like, "That's a banger. What is that? I've never heard that."
Yeah.
For both those songs,
Yeah.
they'd be like,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to include myself just because this is a fun topic. So, um, if any of you remember, you're both old enough to remember the movie The Last Boy Scout with
Oh,
Arnold Schwarzenegger. It
Yeah.
was a big to do. It wasn't a great movie, but AC/DC did a
Oh
song
yeah.
specifically for that. It was called Big Gun.
Yep.
And that would be my, if I had to pick one right now, Big Gun by AC/DC.
good one.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So hopefully I'll be able to figure out a way to, yeah, put all that in there. I'll figure out a way to put all this music, at least a
Oh
snippet of
yeah.
all this music into this. So
Oh yeah.
shifting away from the spectacular aspect of AIM back into the behind the scenes of the grinder aspect. Both of you have played with some very good players. You know how deep the talent pool runs in AIM. If you were going to play general manager and draft a team where you're playing in, where you have to pull people for tournaments, you have to schedule things, you have to get, you know, multiple teams ready for multiple different kinds of events. How big of a roster do you need? How deep of a talent pool would you need or would you want to have if you were building your own team? Anybody want to tackle that?
So in my experience, I mean, we hit on this we hit on this a couple times before in some previous shows where uh how many do you have on a roster? I mean, you can have this big giant blown out, 12 or whatever person team for the server, but at the same time, if you do that, now you've got so many egos, right? So many egos on the team that well, it's 16, so it'd be 8 and 8, right? So do you want 8? It'd be so hard to get all those 8 people on the same wavelength and checking egos, you know, um, to work collaboratively together so that you can accomplish the goals of the team. I think 6 is a good number because 6 is hard to get on
Mm-hmm.
the same speed, but it's doable. Uh, Adding a couple more, I mean, it's not really, you're 2 more people. We would do that sometimes at the ends. They would give us 2 extra mercs at the end. After so long, they would kind of put some mercs in there and force everybody to work with people they haven't worked with before. So,
Mm-hmm.
is it doable? Yes. Is it perfect? I'm sure with time it could be, but I think 6 is a good number
Okay.
because you can get everybody on, to show up.
Yeah.
And then working together for practice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like you would have to do it kind of like you do a baseball team. You would recruit people for positions.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do this specific
Yeah.
job. That would make it
Mhm.
a lot easier for more people to be on a team.
Mm-hmm.
They're going for a specific, like 2 snipers, 2 long range shooters,
Mm-hmm.
and then quickers, 2 people
So
that are
so
holding
for
position.
you so for you, Phil, it's not about drafting talent. Well, it is about drafting talent, but you're saying you have to fulfill a specific need for me to bring you on the team.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that if we got to the point where people were committed enough, we could do it like a franchise where you had a roster of 25 to 30 players and you call them up for specific positions or specific
Yeah.
needs. That'd be a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Have a
Yeah.
practice squad, have a 300 and below level
Like a
tournament, have
baseball
a
team.
like a 500 to 300 level. That could be like your
Yeah.
AAA, your 600 to 500 be your
That would be cool.
yeah. So
That
Over
would be
1,000.
cool. And it would probably work pretty good. You would have guys in the lower level that you're bringing up, and like the Merc program almost, where you have your people in reserve when somebody can't make it or somebody's down, you bring in a Merc and let them go at it. And
I mean, if you were playing in let's say an 800 and 900 level match where you had to be an 800 and 900 level player to play in that,
yeah,
and there were but let's say your team didn't have an 800 900 level player, you could bring up a 400 500 level player as a draft pick.
Yeah.
Say, hey,
yeah,
he's from our farm system. We're bringing him up for this one. We're trying him out.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
That's how they do it in those English soccer leagues. They have levels.
Yeah,
They bring people up through the levels.
yeah,
Like your friend Truck 12.
yeah.
I guarantee you, he'd be a quick riser. He'd be like
Oh yeah,
that young David Beckham coming up when he's like
yeah,
19 or some shit.
yeah.
Again, folks, I want to point out. Well, let's start off with this. I'm Northern Savage. That's Phil the Boss. That's Vanilla Gorilla. These are two regular contributors on Talking While Aiming panel shows. Gentlemen, if you had to pick a natural endorsement to tie in with AimXR, what is the natural endorsement? We're all going to get super famous playing this game. It's a free online VR game. Of course, we're going to be hugely famous from this. At some point, the endorsements are going to start flowing. Companies are going to start knocking. What do you think is the natural tie-in for the game that is AimXR?
Yeah.
Vanilla's got something already, buddy. What do you got?
you know, years ago I used to be the coffee guy. Now I rely on supplements.
I think it's funny that I asked the question. I sipped some coffee. Phil puts up an energy drink, and then Gorilla's got an energy. So yeah, okay, energy drinks for those gamers that are looking to gear up for a long night of gaming.
Oh,
Clearly, energy drinks, a natural fit. Is there any interest in those gun stocks for the VR games?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you endorse something like that, Vanilla? Because I know you don't use gun stocks. Would you endorse one?
I don't. I mean, if somebody were to send me one and I could try it, it's one of those things where you review it and you give it an honest opinion whether or not you like it or don't,
Yeah, that's fair.
A lot of the problem with endorsements, though, is you're not allowed to tell people the real results. So,
oh yeah,
meaning I'd rather buy one and use it and then give it a good review and then get them to give you more. You know what I mean?
fair enough. What
So
about you, Phil? Gun stocks are going to be a thing for you?
Oh no, just another thing for me to break. I'm pretty clumsy, but
same.
yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I think the natural answer is, of course, hair products.
Oh yeah.
Go.
Boy.
All right. So clearly we have some
Gillette.
yeah, we could endorse razors. That's it. The bald look is beautiful. All right. I always like to think that if AIM could grow in a new way, that they would have some new attachments, things like that. So let's say that tomorrow they roll out night option and everyone on your team gets the night goggle attachment.
Cool.
What would be the best map for like full moon but nighttime? Phil, what do you think? I could hear the wheels turning.
Yeah. Gustavo.
Okay. Kind of like a
Black
Moroccan
Mage.
Nights vibe. Tell me. So Gorilla, you said the mage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil, tell me why Gustavo, because I can see that. I'm just trying to think what it is, because I mean, there's already a lot of dark spots in there.
It kind of reminds me of the movie Black Hawk Down.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that movie, but yeah,
Okay.
dark, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tough
I think
layers, tough angles. I mean, there's spots where you're shooting straight down.
Yeah, you can see all the way across the map if you get it right, but you got to be spawned in on the uh offensive or the defensive side.
Okay.
Shoot all the way up through. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. So that would be your
I mean,
night optics.
could
That
you
would be my
imagine that? It's already dark during the daytime in those tunnels and stuff. Could you imagine that in the nighttime setting? That would be awesome.
If they actually made it so like your muzzle flash lit up
Yes,
in there, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
dude, that would be so cool.
Now, Gorilla, you said mage, and Phil,
Yeah.
please feel free to chime in on this as well. I know you played a lot of times with mage. I was thinking mage too, just for the amount of times I've walked through a forest at night. It can be some of the
Yeah.
freakiest shit you've ever done in your life.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
was your thought as far as hunting and what you can do in the mage at night?
I mean, the drop shadows, you've got the drop shadows from the trees, the buildings you could hide in. If whoever gets to the cave first is going to be the bad guy. You know what I mean? You get up on top of that cave perch, one side or the other. You get on top of that cave perch, and hide with a suppressed AR. It's over
I can see
almost-
because that suppressed is going to hide a little bit of muzzle flash.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would think that those long range shots where you're on one platform, they spawn in at the other end of the other, those are gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at night, there's got to be an adjustment to it being night. So I would almost wonder if it would be less long range sniping and more stumbling around the dark with a FAMAS,
Yeah.
close range. You
Yeah.
pop around those trees. That could
Probably.
get real violent real quick.
Oh yeah. 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 A
I would
nighttime
just-
option would be so cool.
I would also like it if during the nighttime option you could only whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not nighttime and people people
Yeah.
are screaming like
Yeah.
crazy, but
Yeah.
or maybe that's getting into more of the chaos aspect of things.
Well, in the general maps, you're gonna have those kids. They're gonna be scared. You're gonna scare the hell out of half of them because he shot me. Where'd he come from?
or humiliation at night. Can you imagine
Yeah,
like somebody
Mag
coming up to you
Boss.
at night?
Kills would go rampant.
That would be awesome. So many different avenues when you add a little bit of nighttime to it.
Only
There's
at night.
so many things. Even in the most of the sand bowl, snow,
They'd all be
frontier.
good.
I mean, and a nighttime option, all of that changes. Everything about each one of those maps changes.
It would double the game.
Oh yeah.
It would double the game. Talking while aiming. Talking with Vanilla Gorilla. Talking with Phil the Boss. Talking on a Sunday. We've all got our energy drinks. We are all hyped up to peak performance here. I've only got 2 questions left for these gentlemen on this fine Sunday. Phil, you're coaching a team of brand newbies, okay? They're all under 100 level, so they know the game, but they certainly don't have any tactics yet. They jump into a lobby and they say, Coach Phil, teach us what we need to know to survive. What are 2 tips you're going to make sure these kids know before they leave the training ground with Phil the coach, not Phil the boss?
Don't just run in.
Okay. So what do you mean by that?
Don't just run around that corner. Yeah, hauling ass as fast as you can go. Yeah, because in order to run, you have to have your gun down.
Right.
You can't shoot nobody if you're running. So
I would think, yeah. Okay, keep going.
you don't have to move fast to be a killer. And then know your gun 100%.
Well, let's talk about that first one for a second, because I agree with both your points. So number one, so you're saying slow down and see what's in front of you before you hit the gas.
Or just don't run at all.
Okay, so move with purpose.
Yeah, move with
And
purpose. If your gun's down and you see somebody far away, you're not going to have time to pull the gun up, aim, and shoot. So if you're constantly aiming, all you have to do is pull the trigger.
So you would work speed in later. Right now, it's about having your gun ready at all times. We'll learn how to get faster later.
Exactly.
Okay. And know your gun. Now, some of these kids can pick up, I think, aiming quickly, but shooting effectively and then reloading effectively. Is that what you're talking about?
I like even me, I'll try to reload so fast that I drop the mag, go to grab a new mag, and I grab the empty mag that I shot out of the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Put back in. Constantly. So just going slower, less fun.
Here's what I agree. I agree. You've got to be fast. I think that when I'm in a full on melee with really badass players, I can eject, pop a new magazine in, and start firing the M4 suppressed like it's second nature. But even with the FAMAS, which I've been using a lot lately, it's eject, hold it up, grab a new clip, insert.
Yep.
And that's time. So yeah, I completely agree with that.
Move it
Vanilla,
fast.
you got the same situation. You got a bunch of newbies who have some talent but don't have a lot of discipline yet, and they're looking at Coach Vanilla, saying, teach me, Coach." What
Yeah.
are you going to say to them? What do they
It's
need to know?
same going. Don't run out there just giving free kills. Look at the corner. Make sure you jiggle peek when you come out. Maybe if you can. If you don't have that ability, just take your time and give a little. Okay, with your gun up, little peek around the corner, and then go do what you got to do. It's one of those things where you tell them that in the beginning of the match, you run with your gun down. During the match, if you come back, always have your gun up, ready to shoot, no matter what.
Right.
I mean, and then if the team, is pinned down and you have the ability, throw grenades.
You bring up a good point, which is awareness of what I'm trying to do versus awareness of what is going on with the team.
Right.
And when you spawn in and immediately, like there have been times when I've seen players where I think of like Sandbowl. We're getting our ass handed to us on the left side. Someone spawns in on the right, and they just wander off. Like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
do. No, you
Right.
you go support the middle, or you at least lob grenades over the building, so
Yeah.
you're helping them out.
Right.
So I agree with that completely.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I would say is, and it goes back to kind of what you were saying, when you peek out, so those newbies come around those corners, they stand.
Yeah.
And then they assess. Well, I see this. I see. Oh, by the time you see the second thing, you're dead from the first thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that ability to either you're moving and shooting, or there's a lot of different ways to go about doing it. I'm a big fan of, and I tell the younger level, when if you're not sure going around a corner, I reference Blizzard or Sandbowl.
Mm-hmm.
Throw 2 grenades, clear your path, use artillery,
Yes.
man. I'm
Give
a big
yourself some
believer in
distance.
that.
Yes, 100%.
I guarantee you, if you lob like I've got it to the point where I can do a high arc and a low arc where I'll have grenades landing at the same time
Yeah.
in 2 different points, knowing that is giving me smoke and also clearing a path for me. I use that constantly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
All right. Last hypothetical question. All the VR barriers go down and all games intermix across all platforms. Which player from AimXR is going to last the longest out in the world of VR in a full-on melee? Who's the sneakiest? Who's the craftiest? Who's going to make the best allies, and who's going to last the longest?
Hmm.
Who's going to get killed first?
That is a good. Yeah, that's a good
I see.
hypothetical.
I would say there are so many good female players in AIM that would come up to people and be like, "Hi, my name is," boom, you're dead. I mean, because I would tell you, I've been in so many lobbies where guys can't handle the fact that girls are kicking the ever loving shit out of them.
Yeah, yeah,
So I could see like Bubbly or Samuel or Dana or Gab or any of the other Brit
yeah,
coming up and doing very well, out in the world. Because they're freaking lethal.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
I definitely don't look forward to having them on the opposite end of the teams. Whenever you come in and you're like, oh shit, they're on the other side. Oh, this is gonna be, you know what I mean? So you kind of prepare your brain for getting some taking it out for a walk after she caps you. But
It happens a lot.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but a person that could, I mean, if we're talking about a single player that we think is going to dominate across all maps, I, I go back to Prez on that. I know it's like fanboy, whatever, but
He's tough.
statistically, he has a line on every single map, and he approaches it differently than anybody else I've ever played against, where he has his lines, and when he spawns on this side or that side, he has a line on every single one, and he's going to that spot and he's going to sit there and he's going to kill everything.
Mm-hmm.
I would, from his
Go
point
ahead.
of view.
Wait, go ahead, Phil.
But I would love to see it from his point of view.
Oh
But
yeah,
how he sees it, it would be.
yeah,
I
He's
can't disagree. When you record, you only see your point of view. It would be nice to see, like I've always said, either like the skybox view or be able to toggle between players and see what they see. Kind of
yeah.
like how they have, like on SWAT teams, they have those cameras on the shoulder, on the chest now, where you
Mhm.
can see what they're seeing. That'd be
Yeah,
kind of cool. That'd be a nice feature.
yeah.
I
That
would
would be.
almost wonder if in a melee, because he's also a charger. And I would say that we are all, I would say, fall in that charger category.
Mhm,
Forward
mhm.
charging. We're not retreating, but I wonder in a situation like this where it's going to be a lot of unknown and chaos, if a player like Majizik, like
Yeah,
CPA Pamper, or some of
yeah,
those other win over KD, some of those backline players
yeah.
that don't charge out as aggressively might win the day.
I mean, Winover's tough,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
Winover is good in any situation as well. He's good. He's good for a backstop, and he's good for a charge. It's however he feels like doing it today.
Yeah.
Very true.
If he decides he's going to charge, you better watch out for him.
Can you
You know?
imagine drafting him and getting him at a 400 level All-Star game? Because he hasn't even crossed 400 yet.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's
He would dominate.
isn't he like in school right now?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's not like a commitment thing. He's just really good for how much he plays.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I say, and that's where a lot of it gets lost is that it's not the number isn't necessarily how how good you are. The number is how often you're in there.
Yeah.
And some people just don't have the availability to be in there so much.
It's quality for win. It's definitely quality over quantity.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
yeah.
If
What were you
you
saying,
look at
Phil?
his,
Hold on one second,
yeah, yeah,
Phil.
yeah.
Go ahead, Phil.
I just said yeah for sure.
What style of play or what player do you think, as far as snipers go? Because there's a lot of great snipers out there. I think of two right off the bat whenever I think of consistent sniper with a sniper rifle. who's going to work better in a full-on melee? Is it Sounding Light, who walks around and uses that sniper rifle as a one-shot, or is it someone
One-handed.
like, Isarato, who will camp and then control the lane in a full-on 8 versus 8? Everybody's 500 or plus. Phil, what kind of sniper do you want on your team?
Oh, that's Rado, but it's got to be Sounding Light for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? I know why, but tell me why.
Dude will get you from 10 feet away, just like he's shooting a freaking pistol. Like, damn you sounding, you know. I don't see how he does it. And he's lightning fast with that reload too. Lightning fast.
He's fast, and he's got an interesting way to insult people. So it's always offbeat. It's always fun. So
love it.
That dude's hilarious.
He is a good
one-handed with the sniper rifle. Bam!
Very
Come
unique
around the
approach.
corner. He's got the barrel in your face. Bow! Damn it.
One shot. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up on an hour of recorded time with the Gorilla, Vanilla Gorilla, with Philtheboss. Two players that I am so happy decided to join me on this panel show today. Gentlemen, I always want to give us time to do, always, because every time's different. I'd love to give you the opportunity to give shout outs to any players that have either you're seen climbing the ranks and you're really proud of, they're doing great, or have had a really good run against you lately. Now's the time to give shout outs, call outs to some players. I would be happy to do that. I'll kick it off by saying I've gotten to play more with Samuel God lately, and I appreciate how good Samuel is in every single stinking lobby, every stinking map.
Yeah.
She's just solid. I tell you what, she's a great player, and it's always fun to play with her. So
He's fun too. Absolute. I've been playing with that dude a lot here lately. He's almost constantly on, and no, he's just a great dude, and he's a good shot too.
Absolute 1134. I like that dude. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah,
Great.
he's fun.
And he helps make a lobby better, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Vanilla, any shout outs?
I mean, I got to give, we've talked about Win a couple times. Unfortunately, lately, I have not seen him a lot in the lobbies that I've been in. But when he is there, again, hopefully he's on your team.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that I've been playing lately that has shown up in a lot of the lobbies that I've been is Sir Richard.
Yeah.
And again, if he's on my team, we're gonna come into your base and we're gonna live there for a little while. So he's been doing really, really good. There's who is the other one? Ansel 33 was on what was it, Thursday or Friday, I think it was. We got into a lobby and we were kind of going back and forth between, because I always go in when it's not a specific thing. I go in and I always hit random on which team you're going to be on.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of spices things up, and you get to play either side of the map. You know what I mean? So it's a little different, like with gallery. There's a lot of different angles that you get when you're on defense or offense.
Absolutely.
So, I always hit the random button, and whether or not Ansel is on my team or not, oh man, that dude was on the other side of gallery. Good night. He obliterated me several times, and it was like, damn it, Ansel.
As you talk about all these great players, I've been thinking back on some of the matches I've been in lately, and I do want to give a shout out to Stern Crayon. Great player, really good dude. So that's another one who's played really well. Well, we've given our shout outs. We've drank our energy drinks. We are ready to start the day that is Sunday. Gentlemen, thank you for stopping by Talking While Aiming. It's always good to have you here. I've interviewed you both separately. You're dynamite together. Hopefully, we'll grow these panels beyond 2. I'd love to get 3
Yeah.
or 4 of you here at once, and maybe we'll start drafting those teams at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Phil the boss, any final words for the AIM community before we sign off?
Have fun.
Okay. Vanilla Gorilla, same question.
Keep blasting, you know what I mean? So,
That's all we can do.
yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see you out in the wars. Talk to you while aiming.
See you.
Guys, don't hang up. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey guys, Northern Savage here. If you made it this far, then obviously you like the content. Please smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep building up those content lists and doing all the fun stuff you like us to do. So, hey, smash that, do that thing that you're supposed to do. I don't know. I'm still figuring all this stuff out, but thanks.